What's up, everybody? Reggie, the Front Row Report here. We're in Kokomo, Indiana. I got Stevie from Drowning Pool.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Great, brother. How are you?
Great, great. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Hell yeah.
I know you're a busy guy, busy tour, busy day, but really do appreciate it.
Hey, anytime, man.
Awesome.
Anytime.
We're out on tour right now with I Am.
Right.
Great, man. Looks like a great bill. Looks like it's going to be a great show. How's the tour?
Awesome, man. You know, I Am part Corey Lowry. We go way back. Toured together since, like 2001, I think. So, you know, we've been friends for a long time. So it's great to be out on the road with him and his new band.
Nice, nice. Out supporting the new album, Resilience. Kick-ass album.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely loved it. I about freaked when I heard it.
All right, thank you. That's always good to hear.
Yeah. First off, the album title is awesome. It really speaks volumes to the band and what the band has gone through and where they're at now.
Right.
Perfect album title for Drowning.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It took us forever to come up with that title. Oddly enough, you know, you would think that would be one of the first things we thought of, but we were searching for some kind of short one word to kind of sum up like everything that you just said, where we've been, where we're going, where we are now, and finally, just one day at the last minute, that word kind of went around, and everyone was like, "Well, there you go. That's perfect."
Nice. Sonically, it's for me, it's hard to really put it next to other Drowning Pool albums because a lot of times you guys have really changed throughout the history of the band. But if I had to, it really resembles as close a center as you can get, I think.
Yeah, that's the way we all felt too. You know, having Jasen in the band now, he's kind of, you know, he's from the same area, same neck of the woods as us, kind of has the same kind of vibe as us, plus his vocal range is much closer to what we have with Dave. So it was a lot easier to make, you know, a more natural record for us instead of like trying to compose these songs around a voice that was, you know, different from where we were before. This record it was just really natural, and we were able to not worry about it so much and just go in and write and play whatever we felt like. And you know, for us, it's like you said, it's about as center as you can get without being center. You know, I mean, no one's ever gonna take Dave's place.
Right.
You know, we'll never touch that. But you know, considering, you know, all the ups and downs, what we've been through, it's nice to kind of be back in kind of a natural environment for the band. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. At what point did Jasen come into the mix and come into the fold? Was it before you guys started writing the album, or was it kind of in the middle?
We had just done home demos, I think, before we had decided on Jasen. But you know, he was involved in the writing process really early. You know, we've known him for a long time.
Okay.
His band used to open up for us. We kind of grew up in the same Dallas area music scene. So that's really the reason that we chose Jasen. You know, we had a lot of great demos submitted, you know, a lot of really good singers, but not only did we love Jason's voice, but we wanted to go with a guy that we already knew really well. There wasn't going to be get the guy in the band, and then a year later you find out, you know, he was being a good guy to get the job, and you know, then he kind of, you know, you start seeing a different mentality. So that was a big part. And you know, it was awesome. He came right in, and like the final kind of hurdle for him getting the gig was just being able to write the record with us. And he came in and, you know, contributed a lot of great stuff. So it was once it started to roll, you know, it all happened really quickly for him. Like he went from thinking he was just in a rehearsal room doing demos to on a plane to New Jersey to go make the record.
Nice.
It just, you know, his head had me just, you know, just rocked.
Nice. And when you go with a guy that you know, that you're familiar with, it just adds to the chemistry. It makes the chemistry better, and
yeah, it makes it better more quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
The fans feed off of it too when they see it live and hear it. You know?
Right. You know, we already can't wait to, you know, make the next record with Jasen. We already have a lot of stuff written, so
awesome.
We'll keep that going as long as we can.
Awesome. So Drowning Pool, obviously, a lot of people I don't think realize that the core of Drowning Pool has been together since the very beginning.
Right.
Of course, there's been some singers changing, but I think with Jasen, I think it really, there's just something about it that I think it just feels right. I think that,
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do another singer change. And you know, I've never said that before. Of course, we never would change singers if Dave had passed away. But with the two singers after that, you know, I never came out and said, you know, there's no way I'd do it again. I wouldn't change singers because yeah, I think in the back of my mind there was always kind of a feeling of that, you know, maybe it just wasn't quite right. But I don't have any of those reservations with Jasen at all. So I realize the fact that we've changed singers a lot kind of makes Drowning Pool polarizing to a lot of people. Either you love us or either you love Jasen being in the band, or you send us nasty messages on Facebook. You know, why don't you guys die because I hate you now.
Wow.
It's one or the other. But you know, I can comfortably say that if you're a hater right now, you know, I'm sorry. Your time being a Drowning Pool fan, I guess, is over because you know we're not changing singers again. You know, a previous singer is never coming back. If that was the guy you liked, I'm sorry. Things didn't work out. Jasen's the guy from now on.
Yeah, it works. You know, Jasen, he fits, and even has, like you said earlier, the vocal sound to make it work with
Right.
the material and all.
Absolutely, yeah. He can do the whole catalog, man, and pull off every song. You know, he nails it every single night out there.
It's hard to do.
It is. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So when you're making the album, obviously a lot of work goes into it, but there's also a lot of work when it comes post-album release.
Sure.
A lot of people don't realize how much work it actually is when you're done making the album.
Right.
When you sit down and look at your schedule for after the album's released, are you just like, oh my God, how are we going to do this?
You know what? I really try not to look ahead because you're right. If you just look at it all written down day after day, it can be like, oh man, there's no fucking way. But if you just take it one day at a time and don't think about the next day and just kind of go in and do your job, then it's easier. It can make you sound ignorant at times. Like if you were to ask me where we were playing tomorrow, I really don't know. I haven't looked. No, I don't know. So it makes it easier to deal with, you know. You're right, there's a lot of work, and being on the road sucks. It's a lot of work. The only payoff is the hour on stage, you know. Everything else, trying to sleep in a bus and, you know, being in a different city every day, you know, you don't have your car, you know, you're just kind of stuck. And, you know, you're stuck on a bus with like 10 other nasty, sweaty dudes just like you know, it smells awful most of the time. So all that sucks, but you know, the 1 hour on stage, man, you have a blast, rocking out with your buddies and the crowd, you know, it's so much fun that it makes the other 23 hours during the day totally worth it.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Dez from Devil Driver and Cold Chamber where he stopped looking at his tour schedule and all that. He just, you know, he wakes up and he's like, where are we at? Oh, we're here, great.
Dude, that's the way to do it, bro. It's the only way to keep your sanity.
Yeah. I mean, does it make the tour life more fun, or how do you keep it fresh, especially when you've been on the road for like 13, 16 years, like you guys have?
Man, you know, during the show, you know, there's always that level of, you know, the unexpected, there's always some kind of curveball or something crazy. So it's easy to keep the shows fresh, but it is difficult to keep yourself entertained through, you know, these long days, day after day. You know, you're in another dressing room, or you know, just it is difficult. You know, I spend a lot of time just like demoing songs, or you know, looking at my Sports Center app on my phone, whatever I can do to pass the time. You gotta just do little things to keep yourself entertained. Otherwise, you go crazy and you'll have a drug or alcohol problem or something. You know, I think that's why you hear a lot of musicians do that. It's because they're just fucking bored.
Yeah. So over the years, you've been at this for a long time. With you and Drowning Pool, for you personally, what sticks out the most over the years about your career and what you do?
You know, we played shows in Iraq for the troops. That's one that I'll, you know, when I'm an old man looking back on the Christmas, those are shows that I'll always remember. Because, you know, I mean, I love, you know, the whole rock vibe, you know, titties and beer, we're having a good time. But it's nice to, every once in a while, feel like, you know, you went over there to entertain the troops, you know, and kind of give back. So that's always going to feel great. And another big one that I'll always remember is 2002, was it? Yeah, with Dave, we played the big Castle Donington show.
Nice.
And I'd grown up like watching like concerts, you know, on TV, you know, like Iron Maiden at Donington, Judas, basically all this. To me, that was like the pinnacle watching stuff. So to actually be there and playing it, I just remember just give myself chills. You know, I don't have butterflies or get nervous or anything for shows, but for that one, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. You know. So,
what's going through your mind when you're about to take the stage, you know, walking about?
don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Pretty much.
Awesome.
This is your moment. You know.
Awesome. And you guys, we did the interview, before the interview, we talked, you guys just did a tour of Flyleaf.
Yeah.
Right before that tour, you guys just completed out with the new singer, so did they.
Yeah.
What was the environment of that tour like? Going through your mind on that?
But it was great because, you know, fortunately both bands wound up with really good singers. Flyleaf singer, Kristen, I mean, she can sing her ass off. It's unbelievable how, you know, just vocally how talented she is. So I think, you know, there was that element of fans, you know, where's Lacey, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, but, I mean, you just got to deal with those people and realize, you know, she's doing her own thing right now, and Kristen's up there and she's rocking it. So, but that was really pretty rare. And it was the same with us with Jasen. You know, everyone that I mean, there are haters that'll send you messages, but for you know any doubters that were at the shows, I think for either band, were blown away by those singers. And, you know, they won over a lot of people on that tour. And my favorite thing about the tour was, you know, Flyleaf, they're I don't know if you want to call them a Christian band.
I'm not sure.
Maybe. I mean,
Some people, yeah. Some
yeah.
people.
I'll say this: a lot of their fans are.
Yeah.
So it was funny to see tweets that like hardcore Flyleaf fans that had to sit through us. Man, one was like, one said, "I just can't stand Drowning Pool with their bad attitude and their devil worship." Yes.
I saw an interview with Randy or Anthony from Red, and he was talking about how they play a lot of Christian shows, and then they'll get a lot of fans from those shows who hear a lot of their Christian songs on radio, think they're all soft, and then they'll go to shows like one of my favorite places, Piers in Fort Wayne.
Sure.
And those the fans that are like only think that they do soft Christian songs will walk up and be like, "Can you play like in a church sometime? Because I don't know if I can be seen at a place like this."
Oh wow.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's a different crowd, man. I don't think I could relate to that very well.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, come play your son's bar mitzvah, or, you know, baptisms, you know, weddings, birthdays, we'll do it all. No, that would be so weird.
Yeah. So, what's next on the cusp for 2013? Obviously, touring the rest of 2013 on Resilience, I would assume.
Yeah. You know, a lot more shows. You know, probably another single or two off the record before we get to the end of the year. You know, just got to play it by ear and see. I mean, also we can't worry about radio spins or CD sales or anything like that. You know, we just try to stay focused on the live aspect, and there'll be a lot of that to keep us busy. So
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Thanks,
Stevie, the Drowning Pool, Kokomo.